Hey guys, greetings from California. I'm here to talk today about this bike, the 2002 CB250 Nighthawk. This bike was sold in the United States from about 1991 through 2008. You can see that this bike's not 100% stock, and that it has a fairing, it's got some fork gaiters, the seat cover's been replaced, it's got a cargo rack, and it also has a center stand, which has been really helpful to deal with the chain and the rear wheel. What else? It's also, I've opened up the breather so you can see there's a tube coming from the top of the breather, and that goes behind the side panel and exits back here. I feel like it does help it breathe a little bit. The mirrors are different, chrome mirrors. Other than that, it's pretty much stock. These are great utility bikes, great kind of all-around small bike. I've done some pretty long trips on this, down through Southern California, through Death Valley, across the Sierras, down to the Salton Sea. It's actually been on some dirt roads across the Mojave Desert, and it's held up pretty well, just as is. The bars are different. I put some flatter bars on there because I have really long arms, and I packed the bars full of fishing weights, but it's still pretty vibey at the triple tree. That's not uncommon for these bikes. What else do I have to say? The pros: it's cheap to run, cheap to change the oil. You know, can change the oil every 1,000, 1,200 miles, which is a good idea to change it more frequently with cheaper oil, because it doesn't have an oil filter. It just has a little screen inside the motor, but you'll rarely see that unless you have the motor open for some reason. The cons, well, it's not super powerful. It's about 20 horsepower. It'll do fine on the freeway. I changed the front sprocket right in here to a 15 tooth, and that does seem to help it on the freeway a little bit. It's not the fastest bike, but it'll cruise along at 65 happily all day. Just stay out of the way and stay in the slow lane, and you'll do fine. It does really good in the mountains, really good on the twisties. I've got other bikes, I've got bigger bikes, but this has been a really fun one. And if I had my druthers, this is a bike I like to go camping in, small kind of, I guess you'd call it lightweight touring. And also just for utility purposes. I've had it for about 17 years, and it's been a really just reliable, fun bike, not breathtaking. Some people say that the front drum brake is actually kind of scary. I've never had any trouble with it, but I downshift, and I've never really used the brake for any kind of extreme emergencies or anything like that. So if you find one, these are kind of cool, old-fashioned Hondas. Very easy to adjust the valves. You can see there's just a single cover on top of the valves. Yeah, all in all, just a cool little bike. And if you can find one for a good price, I'd recommend them. Cheers.